Hi everyone, welcome to the sessions. And if you are really passionate to start your journey in the FortiGate firewalls, so you must know about the FortiGate product, which is going to transform your network security journey. So in FortiGate firewall, you have to learn multiple components to become the FortiGate expert. Especially if you start the FortiGate firewall journey, so you should know what is a FortiGate firewall. That is the very first product. That is a FortiGate firewall. Then you have the FortiManager, and then we have the FortiAnalyzer, and then we have the FortiClient. So if you are going to learn these all four products together, then you are going to get the complete FortiGate firewall product understanding, where you have to understand how to step by step configure the FortiGate firewalls, how to onboard FortiGate firewall on the FortiManagers, and how you can real time analyze to logs on the FortiGate Analyzer based on the cloud. And really you want to work from the home or work from the anywhere, then your FortiClient is going to help to just make the secure connectivity from any device sitting on the internet or anywhere. We just require the internet connectivity. So I'll explain these all product one by one in this session, so you can understand entire portfolio of the FortiGate security ecosystems. So the very first thing, why FortiGate ecosystem is important. So FortiGate ecosystem is very important because in modern network, if you want to just manage your users, your workload, your offices, your cloud infrastructures, so you required one of the ecosystem. You should connect all the infra together and you can just visualize what is happening on my network. And this is where your FortiGate ecosystem come in a picture, because it is going to give the complete visibility, complete control of a network, and you can real-time analysis, can see what is happening on my network, and based on that you can apply protection of your network. And this is very important for you for any good network design. And FortiGate also going to provide you very kind of the end-to-end solution for any kind of the connectivity. Either you're working from the home to office connectivity, working from home to data center connectivity, branch to branch connectivity, data center to cloud connectivity, user to the cloud connectivity, branch to the cloud connectivity, cloud to cloud connectivity. So these all FortiGate provider solutions with the help of the third party vendor like cloud providers, service providers, and any managed service provider company which is available in the globe. So why FortiGate firewall is very important? So by help of the FortiGate firewall, you are going to ensure that every communication which is happening on your network, especially for the digital communication, the firewall is going to act as a gatekeeper, and it's going to make sure the digital communication is going to filter and only authorized communication is going to happen. Only authorized person is going to communicate from in to out or out to in. So this firewall is going to act as a core device, and it's act as a gatekeeper like security guard, and every entry and exit happening from their network through the your internet or might be the router or switches, that firewall is going to monitor at, and it's going to make sure only the legitimate traffic, legitimate user, legitimate data is going to process that. So this firewall is core fundamental. We having the NAT. This is going to provide the threat preventions, IPS, antivirus, web filtering, URL filtering, VPNs, SD-WAN solutions. This all features are going to be there. And definitely the HA functionality, AD integrations, content inspections, you have the threat intelligence. Also you have the any kind of the DOS attacks, any kind of NAT communication, destination NAT, source NAT. That is all is going to be there in the FortiGate firewall. So where basically firewall is going to apply? So FortiGate firewall is required for the every locations. If your workload is sitting in the cloud infrastructure, FortiGate firewall is sitting in the cloud infrastructures. If you are using the data centers, that is also going to require the FortiGate firewall. If you want to make any kind of the WAN connectivity, like internet edge, you want to terminate the MPLS circuits also on the FortiGate firewall, that is also possible, but generally we use for internet connectivity or might the branch level connectivity. So FortiGate firewall nowadays can be used everywhere. It can be in the cloud, it can be your WAN edge, it can be your branch location, it can be your data center. The end goal of the FortiGate firewall to make sure your data is going to be secure, and end to end it is going to be like encrypted, and nobody is going to be do any unauthorized hack of your data or like manipulation of your data. That's the role of FortiGate firewall. This firewall is going to come in the various model. Like take an example, 40F is going to be there, 60F is going to be there, 26F is going to be there. Even we have the 1200F firewall available. So we have the bigger firewall, we have the smaller firewall. So totally depend which firewall you want to use for your requirement. If you have the small organization, might be going to require the small firewall, but if you have the big organization, you might be going to require the big firewall. But the all firewall is going to give the similar kind of the functionality. The OS inside of the FortiGate firewall is going to use this is known as the FortiOS. This FortiOS basically known as the FortiOS. This is going to come like 7.2.6, 7.0.9, 7.4.2. This is kind of the OS version is going to be there. This OS version is going to be supported all kind of the firewalls. Means small firewall if I have, you can use this any OS version. If I have the higher end firewall, they have the same OS version. So OS version is the operating systems on which hardware is going to be run. But it's not always mandatory you have the require the hardware based firewall. Sometime you require the software based firewall where data center cloud deployment, when you're going to do that, this OS is directly going to deploy in the data center. This come as a function of the OVA files. They come as a function of the KVM file. You can directly deploy these firewalls software version in the hypervisor format in the data centers. So if you have the physical firewall, this physical firewall have the CPU, they have the processors, that is CPU, and the hard disk and the RAM. OS can be directly come with the firewalls. You can upgrade, you can downgrade as per needed. But if you are going to require this OS deploy in a data center, then you require the OVA files or might be the KVM file to deploy these on the data centers. So moving next, now we have the second component, that is a core component, that is a central brain of the FortiGate network. This is known as the FortiManager. It's not only manage the FortiGate firewall. This FortiManager is infrastructure going to manage your SD-WAN solutions, going to manage your wireless ecosystems, going to manage your firewalls. So this having the multiple capabilities. So FortiGate is a central brain. By sitting on the central brain, you can visualize 360 of your network. Means whatever happening on the network in wireless, LAN, WAN, and even the firewall level, you can just visualize by using the FortiManager. That's why the central brain and FortiManager is the central control panel. Means single pane of glass. We just log in from this particular FortiGate manager, and you can do configuration of your firewall, configuration of your switches, configuration of wireless devices, configuration of your SD-WAN, troubleshoot all devices. You can just see what is happening, logs, visualizations. You want to do any kind of the zero trust provisioning, that is also going to be supported. Similar, you can just think about the Palo Alto Panorama. That's also going to give the similar kind of the functions. So purpose to manage the multiple FortiGate firewall in a one place if you just managing the FortiGate firewall. But it can also manage your SD-WAN devices, means SD-WAN solutions. It can manage the wireless switches. It can manage the LAN devices also. Control policy and configuration, you can do that. And automation and consistency, it is going to do that. Means the problem it is going to solve that manual configuration going on the every firewall and doing the configuration. Take an example. If your firewall required the means your company have the 1000 of firewall and just required to change the NTP for all the firewall. So you have to go individual firewall and give the NTP server detail. But if I am sitting on the central brain and I just go in the central brain, log into the one firewall, I can change the NTP DNS server. Means whatever the common configuration have the firewalls, it is going to just implement and it is going to apply for the all devices. This is the beauty of the centralized management that's going to solve your problem. You don't have to touch every devices one by one. So this is how FortiManagers, you can see FortiManager is going to be managed, FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer devices, all are going to part of this FortiManager. Moving next, now if you really want to visualize, this device is known as the FortiAnalyzer. FortiAnalyzer is basically give the entire visibility of your network. Means it's a cloud-based means solutions. So you just have to take a subscription from the Fortinet, or you can just deploy even your EVNG. You want to see the FortiAnalyzer's connectivity log visualizations. Generally, we can make the connectivity to the cloud, and this is going to give the visualizations, mean real-time visibility, what is happening in my network. And this going to help what traffic is going on, what logs is happening, what kind of the security breach happening, report, incident investigations. So FortiGate Analyzer is not basically for any configuration, any security apply is going to happen. It's just for the monitoring of a network. Based on monitoring, you can take a decision what is happening right in my network and what is happening wrong in my network. And based on that, you can take an actions by fine tuning a policy and your any kind of the security profiles or any NAT and routing, whatever you want to do that. So it's a just tool to just give the visibility and log, and it is going to be helpful for the all kind of digital transformation and monitoring tool if you require to monitor your network. All right. So if we talk about the FortiClient, this is the fourth product. FortiClient is basically, let's suppose you're working from the home and you want to make the connectivity to your data center. Remote user want to connect with your LAN network or your cloud network. So this is the FortiClient is software. This client is going to install in your PC, and from the PC it is going to make a tunnel to your data center via the, this is known as the IPsec tunnel or SSL tunnel. So this is going to create SSL tunnel or IPsec tunnel from the PC to the FortiGate firewall, and then it is going to give the access of the internal network. It could be your data center, it could be the cloud. So basically it's a design to install on the laptop, desktop and remote user. Even you want to support some BYD devices like mobile, tablet, and from where you can just install this FortiClient and you can get the VPN access, and it's provide the endpoint security. And this is also give the functionality that is known as the zero trust enforcement. So FortiClient is always going to be useful. Why it's going to be useful? Because workloads are sitting in the everywhere and the employee are working from the anywhere. So how they are going to connect? It's not always you're going to sit in the office and you're going to connect every workload, every data center, every user, every application via the sitting in the office. No, you're traveling and you're just in a different country working from home. So this FortiClient is going to install in your PC and making the secure connection from PC to all the application across the globe. That is the beauty of the FortiClients. So in ecosystem, if you think how this is going to work, so flow basically going to use user FortiClient and FortiGate Firewall, policy FortiManager you're going to create, and logs FortiAnalyzer. So means if you are going to user, you just have to use the FortiClient, then it is going to make the connect with the FortiGate Firewall. FortiGate Firewall is going to manage the FortiManager, and FortiGate Analyzer is going to give the logs and all. Like it's going to give the central control, better security, and enterprise ready definitions means design. So this is how this all working together. And if you are going to champion of all the product, then definitely you are going to be champion of the FortiGate firewalls. Means if you are have the good knowledge of FortiGate firewall, FortiGate client, FortiManager, and FortiAnalyzer, you are really going to rock in the market and you have in a very high demand. At last, if you really want to learn these all firewalls, how you're going to start your journey, so you can reach out to the GuiNet support team. This is the number, this is the website. We are designing a course in such way where every product is going to cover. Means if you're going to join our master class for the FortiGate firewall, you're going to get entire FortiGate firewall learning. Means everything I will show you in the class, how the step-by-step FortiGate firewall is going to be configured, how FortiGate firewall is going to be on board on the FortiManager, how FortiGate client is going to install on the PC, and FortiGate client how it is going to create the client to site VPN, that is remote access VPN, site to site VPN. And then also I will demonstrate how the FortiGate Analyzer is going to be integrate this all product to just capture the logs. So you can just select the like learning platform, and it is going to provide the not only the FortiGate, you're going to get Zscaler learning, you're going to get the Palo Alto firewall, CCNA, CCNP, CCI, DevOps, network automations, like F5LTM, wireless technologies, checkpoint firewall. So everything available. If you choose any learning platform for your career in terms of the recorded video, or might be you're looking for the live classes, you just reach out to the website or given number. Somebody is going to help you to join my master class, and where I can teach everything in very detail. So thank you so much guys. This is all I wanted to share about the FortiGate product, and I hope this is going to be useful for your journey. And anywhere if you want to build your career in network security, you must know about these all four products. Thank you so much. See you in the next class. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.